Well, hello and welcome to another episode of The Download. Today, we have the President and CEO of STL Communications and a wonderful board member of the St. Louis Regional Chamber with us, Steve Leidholdt. Hi, Steve.
Hey, Tabitha, glad to be with you today.
So can you tell us a little bit about STL Communications and give us an overview of what you guys do?
You bet. Tabitha, we're a technology solution provider. We've been in the St. Louis area for over 30 years, and we provide products like managed service voice, managed service desktop, storage. We take all the technology products and technology devices, hardware, software, and our goal is to roll that into an easy to manage, one price managed service solution for our customers. So as we like to say, technology made easy.
You're really, like with STL Communications, you're really embracing the pandemic and helping companies right now.
You bet. In fact, for the first 3 or 4 weeks that people were affected by the pandemic, we were extremely busy helping customers get set up to work remote. As you guys know, everybody was forced into that a little bit unexpectedly in some cases. And so we were very busy helping customers do that and making sure their teams and their employees were able to work from home and still be productive and make sure they could do the things they need to do to take care of their customers. And I'm happy to report that that went very well. We were really happy that a lot of our customers were able to put in place plans so their teams could be at home and work just like they normally would, and continue to do that for a lot of customers.
Agreed. And from personal experience, because we use STL Communications, it was seamless and amazing. So thank you. We were all able to work remote and get up and running. Like we didn't skip a beat, which was important.
I'm glad to hear that. It's really, I think what we've seen, Tabitha, is now that people have been doing this for 4, 5, 6 weeks, is that organizations are realizing that their employees can be very productive working from home. So the trend we're seeing is people are starting to come back to work gradually and cautiously, is that as a perk or potentially even as a long-term part of their employment plan, is work from home a day, 2 days, 3 days a week, and that be part of their ongoing strategy, which works great, right? I mean, better for employee morale. And I think that people now have proven that they can do that and do it well.
That is so great to hear, because I think as people start to transition, that's one worry that they have on their minds as they return back to work. What does that look like? How does that affect me? So you're involved with a lot of organizations in St. Louis, and you talk to a lot of people in St. Louis. Can you give us some information that you've heard on maybe some examples of regionalism, or what are you hearing in the community?
So a couple to think about. I mean, as companies have worked through change, the amount of collaboration and information sharing, between companies, I think has been phenomenal, right? People in St. Louis, business people, have always been really good about that, doing things to help each other. And a great example I actually belong to a peer group, a Vistage peer business group. And as a group, many of us, 12 to 15 members, were all involved in the early applications and discussions about the payroll protection plan. And so as a group, we had regular online discussions and phone calls about what that looked like and how to be prepared to get applications in quickly. And then even now, once that many people have received those loans, what do we need to do to make sure that we're doing the proper documentation to hopefully qualify for loan forgiveness and things like that going forward. So companies from all different industries working together to try to help each other. It's a great example and something I'm really proud to be a part of.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And I'm going to tell people that if they're interested in something similar like that, they can reach out to you, if that's okay.
Absolutely. I'm a longtime member of this Vistage peer group, and it's been a phenomenal experience. The chance to share information and share ideas with people from different industries, but still having the commonality of all being St. Louis area businesses it's a unique and really rewarding experience.
I love it. I love it. And I know some people that are part of those groups and just amazing things to say.
Yep, absolutely.
So Steve, as we wrap up, can you give us, like, what's your call to action? What's something that people can really take away to apply now as we enter in to this new normal?
Yeah, and that's a great way to put it, right? New normal, the things have changed. So one we already talked about, and that is, as an employer, that thought of working with your employees to continue working remotely, at least part-time, maybe not every day. And of course, STL Communications can help employers with that on the technology side to make sure that's done properly. So I think that's a key thing to think about. And let's face it, we're all missing things at the office that we thought we might never miss, right? I mean, maybe you're missing your commute a little bit. Maybe you're actually missing, the coffee talk with your coworkers and the other people in your office, and even missing your office cubicle. So, to get back to work, but to do it cautiously, right? And utilizing, the proper guidelines we've all been issued, whether it's with masks or social distancing, but having people come back in shifts. But even when they're coming back to the office in shifts, and as the offices become more populated, for lack of a better term, to continue to do video calls, right? It's a great way to avoid large meetings. As an organization, we typically would have some regular meetings of 20, 30 people in our conference room. Even though we're all going to be in the office in the future, those meetings will still be done via video conferencing like you and I are doing today. So keep in mind, the new normal, even from a technology standpoint, looks a little bit different than the past. And, not necessarily better or worse, just different. The other thing I might add is, we're all looking forward to when we can all go back and get haircuts, myself included. So hopefully that's coming up fairly soon.
Me too, Steve. Me too. All right. Well, thank you so much for your time today, Steve. We are going to include all of the links and information that you mentioned within this call on our blog. And if anybody has any questions, IT related or peer group related, we're going to send them to you.
That would be awesome, Tabitha. Happy to help or just answer questions for people in any way I can. Thanks for talking with me today.
Awesome. Thanks, Steve.
You bet.